Right, welcome back. Last time we went ahead and conquered a small portion of Slovakia. Going to work on getting more of it later. As well as some of Greater Poland. Plan on eventually getting all of this, well, all of Greater Poland, through conquest. I mean, there's not exactly much of it. And then start on chewing down Lesser Poland. After that, I'll probably just create a new subject state, say Lithuania. Some other country if I can find them, but I don't have many to choose from other than Lithuania. Yeah, and I won't be able to get there before Lithuania loses the course there. Oh well. I don't need to accept Ruthenian culture anyway. They'll make for a better buffer state than anything else. For trade purposes too. Anyway, other things that happened. I've started to be able to look into here, thanks to spread of knowledge. It does appear though that England and Portugal are colonizing. So, that's at least interesting. Nothing happened here. Eastern Europe looks awful. There's a religious civil war going on in Sweden. Some vessels trying to get independence from Prussia. Look how amazing this is. These are owned by Pskov. France is still utterly terrifying. What else is new? The Protestant Reformation exposed cracks in the church, and through these cracks, dozens of churches emerged. With no one authority to declare a doctrine heretical, charismatic preachers had the chance to leave a lasting impression on the nascent churches that emerged in opposition to Catholicism. Spurned by their home countries, some of these preachers arrived in neighboring lands seeking more fertile ground for the proselytization. Convert to Reformed. I mean, it is starting to become a majority religion. Starting to. Of course, it's also the issue with all this population. I'd say out of all my people, the vast majority follow Catholicism. Or, well, not the vast majority, but the majority follow Catholicism. Second, I'd say about 50% follow Catholicism, 30% Reformed, and 20%, yeah. Allow them to live in peace. This province is actually quite valuable, with the gold mine. Right? Time for a quick road. Because the province's Magnitz is tiny. The roads are especially cheap there. The bigger the province, the more expensive the roads are. Forts aren't affected by this, but I think irrigation canals might be. I'm not sure on that. I know for sure, though, that it's based upon current rural population, so if the province is depopulated for one reason or another, yeah, then it's not going to be affected that much. And not going to be affected as much by that. Yep, I've claimed all the Slovakian provinces I can. That's good. As I anticipated. Great circle sailing. Actually now maxed out in all texts. For the time being. Great. As navigation and map-making became more accurate, navigators began to share the secrets of great circle sailing, plotting their courses along the curvature of the Earth rather than in a straight line. Although in actuality, it is a straight line, just not on a map. Rather, the straight line is on the globe. Anyway, this led them to travel much more accurately when going east and west. Max colonial range, 25, plus 25. Trade range, plus 50. Navy morale, plus 0.1. Of course, I don't really have a navy. Yeah. The Jesuits were a monastic order who were fanatically devoted to the Pope. Seeing themselves as the soldiers of Christ, they fought back against the Reformation by establishing colleges and seminaries that could educate a generation of missionaries and priests who could debate reformers on an equal footing. The society preferred to educate and work closely with Catholic rulers of the countries they were involved in. Having the blessing of the ruler gave the Jesuits legitimacy and sometimes preferential treatment while rooting out heresy in their lands. Staying close to the ruler meant less chance of another Reformation. To this end, the Jesuits had an interest in maintaining or even increasing the authority of the king. Many rulers employed a Jesuit confessor, whose role was not only a spiritual advisor but also a political and economic advisor as well. The situation is too delicate. I'd rather not. Okay, they're willing now. I'm willing to give up 50 ducats. Okay. Doesn't fit the agenda. That's expensive. Oh, okay, so core cost maxed out at 20. Interesting. The base game, that value's 30. I guess it's 20 in MT. Not enough cash to affect stability, so I'll take the maximum amount. Choose the most pliant. Loyal. Thank you. Well, let's go ahead and get this capital set up. I've got the money for it. Yep, definitely have the money for it. Another capital. Also grants me an additional state. Plus it lowers autonomy by 10% here. And once CE recalculates, it will lower that. Currently, it's 18 days. It'll get faster once CE recalculates. I kind of need my military points, so no. I mean, there is leadership ideas I need to finish at some point. There we go. CE has recalculated. It was 18 days, if I remember correctly. Now it's 9. It halved. And it also gives a bonus to the nearby provinces. Roclaw is still 14 days, but... it's also 16 days. It seems about right. 17 days. The ones back here, 16. 17. 16. Yeah, those have definitely been improved thanks to the influence of the capital building. And the looks of it, it seems that Spain is at least making an effort to fight back against France. They have sieged down a couple provinces. However, I also have the odd feeling that most of mainland Spain is occupied. I can't tell, is that 50% or not? Yeah, France gets worse and worse. So, since last time, I conquered 3 more provinces in Slovakia. So I'm done conquering Western Slovakia. Next target, Eastern Slovakia. At least in here. For some reason, the Commonwealth is no longer allied with Hungary. I guess. France attacked Spain. Again. So it's over a province called MEIOU. Yep. Okay. Spent a long time fabricating claims. Joy. I now know where Greenland is. Just the wasteland, though, none of the actual provinces. Yeah, I can see parts of the Caribbean. It appears England was the one that colonized this stuff. Rome has now migrated south. Thanks to the combined efforts of Kiev and Nizhny Novgorod. Perm seems to be continuing their exploration efforts beyond the Urals. I can't really see there. Yeah. So now we have another contender, another actual contender for Russian unification here. Nizhny Novgorod. Kiev seems to be getting stronger. Poland managed to form the Commonwealth. It appears what was limiting them was admin tech. Since once I checked, when they formed, their admin tech was at level 20. Or it could have been some trolization amount. I don't know. This looks about the same as it was last time. Same over here. I did manage to turn Sigmaringen into a free city. I am planning on trying to get that with Styria, but it's not nearly as easy because aggressive expansion. I'm waiting for that to cool down a bit before trying again. Thankfully, the modifier for annexing the Silesian miners, as well as Moravia, well, some of the Silesian miners, plus Moravia, is now gone. So I'm not being hit by that. Also, Estonia is now independent. And I might as well ally them. I need to protect someone from the horrid borders of Pskov. Of course, that's partially because the provinces themselves have awful looking borders. Anyway, I've rambled on long enough. Save the game, and I'll see you again next time. Till then, bye.